Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm, and we are back for the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard, here in the always wonderful Somerset DLC. We are picking up after we left off last time when we did the Blackwood Prologue quest. So if you haven't seen that, it is of course in the archives on Twitch still, and it is on my YouTube channel under the Gates of Oblivion playlist. So we're going to be playing Somerset. I don't know if I'm going to stream the full 2.5 hours today. My voice is still really shot from the bronchitis I had a few weeks ago. We're going to play it by ear. If I feel like I'm struggling, I'm going to end the stream early. But we're going to try to get some progress in since I missed last week. So first of all, we're going to just go ahead and get some of this stuff out of the inventory, make some room. There we go. Got some nice room in my inventory. We're ready to go ahead and proceed with talking to the Right Master, where we left off 2 weeks ago. Also, happy Easter to the people out there that celebrate. I want to thank you if you're joining me today. If not, it's in the future. I hope you had a good Easter and got yourself some candy, or got some candy from someone. Right, Master.
Was Oriandra able to direct you to the proper elixir? Without something to amplify the magic, our ritual is going to fail.
Here's the amplification elixir you requested.
Just in time. For the next stage of the ritual, if you have no objections, I'd like you to join us. Your experiences alongside Valcerin might help reveal what has so far eluded our efforts.
How can I help you with the ritual?
We'll handle the magic. You pour the elixir into the scrying pool and stand close. As the ritual's power amplifies, your experiences with the Pearl and the False Aldark should help the augury do its job.
And what is the augury's job exactly?
We want to discover the origin of the Pearl and its strange magic. In addition, anything we can learn about the False Aldark and his connection to the Pearl would be helpful. Otherwise, we're stepping blindly into Oblivion's maw here.
Alright, tell me what you need me to do.
Pour the elixir into the pool. That should provide the final boost we need to trigger the augury.
Alright, let's do it.
Here we stand, the most favored servants of Clavicus Spile, Mephala, and Nocturnal, on the verge of the greatest victory for our princes.
Are you sure those creatures can be trusted?
Have no fear. Isn't that why we formed the Court of Bedlam? Besides, what happens next in Relenthil will seal Somerset's fate.
That was unnerving. It seems the False Aldark belonged to an alliance of Daedric cultists called the Court of Bedlam. Imagine, the faithful of Clavicus Vile, Mephala, and Nocturnal working together. This is more serious than I anticipated.
Have you ever heard of the Court of Bedlam?
No, but I'm hardly an expert on the Daedric cults of Tamriel. The magic I sensed in the Pearl, though, it doesn't contain the taint of Oblivion. We're missing something. But what?
I suppose we'll need to find out
what's going on in Relenthil.
I can travel to Relenthil.
I hoped you'd say that. Relenthil sits to the west of Shimmerine, just across the mountains. I'll send Valcerin with you to talk to the Cannon Reeve. The False Aldark may be dead, but Mephala's and Nocturnal's agents remain, as well as the Pearls.
I have a few questions before I head to Relenthil.
I may not be a natural prognosticator, but I had a feeling you might. Go ahead. I'll answer what I can.
Do the Daedric princes always work together?
From what I've experienced, an alliance isn't just unusual. It's contrary to their very nature. Oh, they'll work together from time to time, but something as complex as what Sotha Seal hinted at is unheard of. Makes me interested to learn more.
What can you tell me about Relenthil?
Very little, I'm afraid. The last time I passed through that area was more than 350 years ago. They made an exquisite wine, as I recall, and the House of Reveries theater troupe always put on an entertaining show.
Did you learn anything more about the Pearl?
The augury ritual extracted a vision of the false Aldark and the Court of Bedlam, but nothing specifically about the pearl. Its magic isn't Daedric, though. How they can steal life energy and use it to summon those sea creatures remains a mystery.
Alright. I'm going to travel to Rillenthal, and then we're going to do some side quests and some, we're going to work on some side quests and also work on, doing some of the collection stuff that's going to happen on Somerset, because there's a whole bunch of stuff we have to do. We have to close Sigic Portal, or we have to close Time Breaches. We have to collect relics that are out wandering around. We got a lot of stuff to do, so we're going to get started and start making a dent on Somerset. With the fact that it's April and we have 2 months until Blackwood comes out, I'm feeling we're in a pretty safe spot that I'm not going to need to rush through Somerset. So we're going to take our time and try to 100% Somerset. And then with whatever weeks are left, we'll probably start going back and working on completing other zones to completion as well that I've left uncompleted. And then probably once we've gotten all the zones that we've done on stream, like DLC zones, where we've completed all the stuff that we left uncompleted before, then we will go ahead and proceed with going back into the base game and starting to work on the base game on Sundays until we have a major drop. So we've got quite a ways to go until we can put ESO to bed between updates. Like eventually, we're gonna get to the point where I won't have to work on. Oh, there's a person I need to talk to. Hello there, friend.
Seeking a sip of fine headed to the famed Russefeld winery, traveler. Well then, it seems I'm not the only one who'll be disappointed today. Old Hallimorian's been offed by those wood elves. Won't be any wine tastings for a while, I'd wager.
What do you mean there's been a murder? You mean there's been a murder?
Just what I heard from one of the bailiffs. Apparently, some daffy Bosmer called the Ghost of the Green did it, but no one knows for sure. The investigation's hit a snag. Something about the rule of 3. Superstitious nonsense, if you ask me.
The rule of 3?
Indeed. Until they find a suitable third investigator, the Juris Reeves and Revelators are left to sit on their hands. Nonsense. Why not go lend them a hand? They'll likely just tell you to go jump into the sea, but it can't hurt to ask.
Alright, I'll head to Russellfield and speak to those investigators. Russellfield. Help Lauren unmask a mysterious killer from her past. Old wounds. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, before we do anything, let me do something very important. It is the 7th birthday of The Elder Scrolls Online, which case means we need to eat cake. And I will benefit from double experience points for the entirety of the stream, which will help me earn more champion points. And actually, it's a pretty good. I probably have. Yeah, I'm getting a nice little bundle of champion points that are unspent on Reewish. I might actually go ahead and do that real quick. So I'll show you guys how the new champion system works. Let's see. I could do that. I was wanting to work my way up towards these, though. But these are also really good, too. Let's go ahead and put 10 points into that. Let's go ahead and max that out. And we'll put the other 7 points into professional upkeep. Got 26 points here. I'm going to just put the last point into Biting Aura. Damage, don't damage over time. Arcane Supremacy. Kind of want to start getting Reaving Blows. Yeah, let's start ticking up towards Reaving Blows, because that's actually really good. Those are maxed out. That's not, but Siphoning Spells is maxed out. I could use some more health, to be honest. let's go ahead and take some more health. Actually, it was something else I wanted to do too while I was thinking about it. No, I can't do that actually because if I did that, if I put that on there and I switched bars, it would die, and then I have to resummon it just to know it's not worth it. Just I'll keep dark conversion on for now. I mean, Denigration is not really seeing a lot of use, but
needs 3 members. You both know this.
Not this again.
It's not just superstition, Soraville. We need
Yeah, okay.
outside perspective.
So, what? We just randomly recruit the next adventurer that passes by?
yeah, that's exactly what's about to happen.
And just like that, Oriel provides. Greetings, Caraval. I am Chief Juris Reef Tarnmere of the Divine Prosecution. Or at least I was, in the long ago. I know this is unorthodox, but perhaps you'd be interested in helping us.
What's going on?
As you can see, a murder took place here. My protégés, Lorne and Soraville, came to investigate, but I fear they may lack perspective. The particulars of this murder... Forgive me, I'm getting ahead of myself. They need fresh eyes. Yours, I believe.
What would I have to do?
You would take on the duties of the Adminan, the listening eye. An auspicious role. The Adminan serves as the fulcrum, balancing competing theories. They also collect evidence, interview suspects and the like. What do you say?
Alright, I'll help you solve this murder.
I thank the divines that you've agreed to help. This murder weighs heavy on all of us. The victim, Halimorian, was not well liked. Many locals may lift a glass to his passing. But the assassin, the Ghost of the Green, that's altogether different.
Who is the Ghost of the Green?
Better to ask Lorne about it. Capturing the ghost was her obsession for a time. The fact that he's returned does not sit well with her. I can say no more. I don't want to prejudice your impressions. The Adminan should bring a fresh perspective.
What can you tell me about Lauren and Solaville?
They're the most gifted investigators I've ever trained. Soraville has keen eyes and solid instincts when it comes to reading people. Good at finding pressure points, you know? As for Lorne, she has a mind like a dwarven puzzle box.
A mind like a puzzle box?
For Lorne, logic is an art. She's clinical in her sensibilities, precise. Many of us have come to rely on magical inquiry to solve crimes. She relies on her wits and intuition instead. Of course, this case presents unique challenges.
What do you mean, unique challenges?
Lorne and Soraville drifted apart shortly after they caught the original Ghost of the Green. It's a complicated matter, and not my story to tell. Suffice it to say, this case cuts deep, and Lorne seems distracted. I hope you can help her keep her wits.
Who is this Ghost of the Green you mentioned?
Better to
Oh, I already
ask
asked that.
Lorne about
Who
it.
are you exactly?
As I said, was the Chief Inquisitor for the Divine Prosecution's Hindelatus wing, the division charged with solving doctrinal crimes. Forgive me, it's a mouthful for newcomers, I know. I retired here to Russefeld a few decades ago.
So you're not actually in charge here?
Well, I own the land, so in some ways I have even greater authority than I did as Chief Inquisitor. I still enjoy a bit of clout, too. Real leadership doesn't rely on titles, Karen. Not a popular opinion here in Somerset, but true nonetheless.
Before you retired, did you make a habit of deputizing total strangers?
Fair, I suppose. I may be retired, but I've spent the better part of 3 centuries examining crime scenes and interrogating criminals. When it comes to reading people, I am more than proficient.
Do you think that I'm the right person for the job?
Well, you're the right person for the job right now. Time and circumstances, my friend. Time and circumstances. I know you won't let us down.
Aw, thank you. I think.
Yes, good. Call me Lorne. No need for flowery titles. We all have too many names already.
Homer have too many names already.
Outsiders often make the best adminins. A fresh pair of eyes will be essential here. More essential than usual.
Why is that especially true and especially important now?
It's a long and depressing story. One I'm not keen to recount. For now, just know that whoever murdered Halimorian took great pains to make it look like the work of the Ghost of the Green. A killer that Soraville and I apprehended decades ago.
What about this murder reminds you of the Ghost of the Green?
The Ghost always left a signature to let us know it was him. He killed each victim with a single wood elf arrow to the heart, then laid a fern over the body. The fern is here, but the shot was sloppy, and the arrow is of high elven make. It's odd.
What do you need me to do?
I need to examine the body in more detail. Can you do a sweep of the vineyard? If you find anything, blow this whistle. It also might be worth questioning people in town. They'll be more forthcoming with an outsider.
Alright.
It really is too bad about Halimorian. I told him he shouldn't be so free with his politics. It's a different climate now, after all. You have to watch what you say around people. On the upside, it's good to be rid of a rival, Vintner.
He was a business rival. I guess that makes you a suspect in his murder.
Oh, darling, you're a bit late to the party if that's why you're here. I already submitted my statement to the revelators, and my alibi is thrice confirmed. To be honest, the only reason I'm still here is to find one of my servant girls.
One of your servants went missing?
Yes, a charming young wood elf named Farrell. I only recently brought her on. She used to work for the late Halimorian, but there was some kind of incident. I don't know the details.
If she stopped working for Halimorian, why would she be here?
According to my other servant girl, she often came back here to visit the friends she left behind. She'd attend Bosmer suppers, midday revels in the grape fields, that sort of thing. I encourage my girls to take time for themselves, within reason.
If I see her, I'll let you know. I'll let her know you were looking for her.
Aren't you a cherry blossom? That would be lovely. Take care, Karen.
I don't know if she's rude or she's nice or...
Sorry, I didn't really see what happened, so I don't think I can help you.
What's your story?
I'm Mistress Philanway's lady-in-waiting. I see to her needs at all hours, day or night. She has done me a great honor in allowing me to serve her, despite, well, you know.
What?
Oh, just that. The honor of lady-in-waiting is usually reserved for other high elves. Mistress Philanway doesn't seem to mind, though. She likes to keep me motivated by reminding me how insignificant I am and how unsuited to this role my people are.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Carnawell. I would give you a hug, but the lady is literally right there, and she probably wouldn't like that. I shall keep you motivated by reminding you just how inferior the Bosmer are compared to us high elves. Like, you're not making a good argument for working for you, lady. I got the Soul Keeper's urn. Oof. Okay, that's another relic retrieved. There's another relic over there. Oh, well, that's not good. Farrell's not coming home anytime soon. I think she's probably not coming home at all by the looks of it.
Another body. Delightful.
Oh dear. Blood on her hands and blouse. But no slashing wounds. This doesn't fit the pattern. The ghost always kills with a bow. This was spur of the moment. Unexpected. Maybe she fought back.
Why do you insist on puzzling these things over like in a film? You know the death memory ritual. It's a simple...
Enough, Soraville. You know that's forbidden. Admin, look around and see if you can find the source of this blood.
Alrighty. Easily done. Oh, here we go. Suspicious sack. Well, we found something.
You found something? So did I. It looks like Fariel was strangled, not stabbed. This blood must be the attacker's. A sickle? Blood on the blade. She must have used it to defend herself. Then the attacker hid it. This blood could be the key.
Can we use the blood on the sickle to find out who the killer is?
I intend to, yes. I'm a fair hand at alchemy. You'd be surprised how useful it can be in my line of work. I've caught more killers with flasks and alembics than I have with any sword. My husband used to say Sorry.
Is something wrong?
I suppose it's past time I told you. The ghost murdered 17 people before we caught him. His last victim was my husband. Soraville's wife committed suicide when she heard the news. They were having an affair, you see. It was a difficult time.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, Now you see why we needed a neutral party. Enough. Let's get back on task. I'd like you to search Halimorian's villa. It's just southwest of here. He was unpopular. If we can find out why, we might be able to establish motive.
Might have to stop and use my inhaler in a moment. My breath's becoming a little bit labored. Trying to cut back using it so that way I'm not relying on it too much. So, Serville Tullamar, I understand that you received a formal complaint from the Wood Elf community regarding my associations with one of their number, a handsome Wood Elf maid named Farrell. Please believe when I say that this entire matter is a tragic misunderstanding, blown wildly out of proportion by their lack of education and inherent brutish basis. I assure you, I have treated the Wood Elves with all the respect they deserve and never laid a hand on Farrell. Even so, it is our burden to make our new guests feel as welcome as possible. Therefore, in order to address any lingering concerns, I have dismissed Farrell from her indenture. I sent her to one of my local competitors, another tenant of yours, I believe, with a ringing endorsement. I heard she found comfortable employment there and is quite pleased with this outcome. As an additional gesture of goodwill, I'll be sending a gift to my new Wood Elf neighbors. As you well know, our laborers rely on tight communal bonds of fraternity and love. I hope the steps I've taken will be sufficient. Harmoniously yours, Halimorian. I hate guys like that. I almost guarantee you he did lay his hands on her.
Sorry, I don't mean to be checking up on you. I just think better when I walk. And the blood is still simmering in the alembic. It will be some time before I have the results. Did you find anything of use in Halimorian's villa?
I found this letter. Halimorian might have been abusing his wood elf workers, for real specifically.
From what I hear, the accusations are almost certainly true. So, Halimorian was making unwanted advances. Of course.
Of course.
The original ghost murder spree started with a high elf farmer who took liberties with his Bosmer laborers. We never published the details of that investigation. It can't be a coincidence. This new ghost must be someone in the know. Someone close.
Any ideas?
None that I'm keen to share, not yet anyway. For now, let's go with what we know. The Wood Elves have motive. Soraville went down to the cottage east of here to look around. Meet him there, and see if you can shake anything loose. I have to think.
Alright.
I assure you, Chief, it would bring me no joy to unleash our revelators on your new home, but I'll have to unless you let us take a look around.
Fine, but just one of you, your partner. Do your work, then leave us in peace.
One, then. I'll be sure to report your compliance to the Divine Prosecution.
Like we have a choice in the matter. Come, join me for a meal. Meat's fresh enough.
Delightful. I suppose I'll stay here to break bread with the Chief while you have a look around. Not the way I wanted things to go, but we will simply have to adapt.
Laurel, tell me about her husband and your wife.
Did she? I must admit, I'm surprised. Lorne never talks about that ordeal. Certainly not with me, anyway.
Telemar said that you two drifted apart after you caught the first ghost of the green.
My. Are you an adminin or a confessor? Tarnamir is quite right. After all that happened, we had a difficult time getting back into a routine. I tried to keep things professional, healthy, but she was just lost. She never fully recovered.
So what brought you back together?
Tarnamir. When the Ghost of the Green returned, Tarnamir naturally called on the two people best suited to catch him. It was awkward at first, but we've managed. I suppose I have you to thank for that. In part, at least.
Do you still think about what happened?
Not regularly, no. We High Elves have acute memories, but I find that if you stay busy enough, you don't have time to reminisce. So much the better.
What exactly should I be looking for in the Bosmer house?
Anything at all that could link this clan, or one of its members, to the murders of Halimorian or Fariel. None of these Wood Elves held Halimorian in high regard. We just need to find out if that enmity led to murder.
Do you have any advice for me?
Operate under the assumption that the killer was here, or still could be. Question everything you see and hear, and look out for any overt or subtle references to the Ghost of the Green.
Lauren mentioned some aspects of this case remind her of your first encounter with the ghost.
Ah, yes. I hadn't even thought of that. A corrupt High Elf merchant and an abused Wood Elf girl. There are certainly similarities.
You don't find that suspicious?
I find everything suspicious. Whoever this killer is, they've obviously acquainted themselves with the ghost's history and methods. We kept most of those details secret, but unscrupulous revelators routinely sell those details to enthusiasts.
What do you make of all of this?
Honestly, I think this is the work of a deranged and obsessive mind. one of these wood elves read about the Ghost of the Green, saw an opportunity for cultural glory, for immortality, and seized it. Even so, Lorne and I have to be sure.
Yeah, I understand. Especially since his work directly led to the death of her husband and your wife committing suicide.
I was off adventuring. Who are you? Are you with the Divine Prosecution? My husband warned me you might come poking round.
Why did he think we were coming?
Halimorian hated us. He abused our children and tried to drive us off. Of course the High Elves would suspect us. And our son Kellan, he... Never mind. Please, just go. We don't want any trouble. We just want to live here in peace.
If your son's involved, he could be in danger. I only want to help him.
You really just want to keep him safe?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'm not supposed to say this, but Kellan has been going on about the Ghost of the Green for weeks now. You know boys and their masked heroes. I didn't think there was any harm in it. But now...
Do you think your son could be responsible for Halimorn's death?
No, of course not. He's a good boy. I only mean that it could look suspicious because of his interest in those old legends. Besides, didn't the Ghost of the Green run around in a mad hunter's costume? Where would my son get something like that?
Are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Yes, I'm sure. Look, you're free to look around. Just try to... We're simple men, we don't have much. Halimorian may have been a cruel bigot, but none of us would ever murder him for it. I swear.
What if your son was in love with the girl he was abusing? I think that would be grounds for murder. Just saying. To oblivion with this place. When we left Graftwood, Father said we would find fortune and blessings here in Somerset. Ha! All we found is stuck-up long legs, shoving us around and treating us like dogs. We work in the vineyard for practically nothing, a scant handful of gold each. It's hardly enough to live on. We hunt just as we did before, but these deer are skittish and lean. There's a hex on the beasts here. They give us a mouthful of meat and bones too flimsy to make anything useful. The only thing that makes it bearable is Ferrell. By Yiffy, she's the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. She has wide eyes like butter chestnuts, and a swan's neck, and ears shaped like sharp as a wolf's teeth. Let me put it down here in ink. I will marry that girl. If I can earn her fancy, all this will be worth it. Damn that beast Halimorian. Ferrell came to me in tears last night. She said that the lecherous bastard grabbed her arse and damn near tried to force his forked tongue down her throat. Mark me, I'll have that mongrel's head in my stew pot by year's end. I can't believe it. Zen must have heard my prayers. While I was out hunting, I came upon the Ghost of the Green. The real Ghost of the Green, not the impostor the High Elves caught years ago. He gave me a set of leathers, a mask, and a bow and quiver, then told me to kill as he would. I can scarcely believe it, but it's true. I am the Ghost of the Green, and I will have my vengeance. I thought it would be satisfying to kill Halimorian. I thought it would heal Phil's wounds and set things right, but now, gods, I have such doubts. I looked down at him, writhing there in the dirt, and felt such a weight on my chest. I could hardly breathe. I never should have done this. What would my mother think if she found out? I need to ask for forgiveness. Perhaps I can find it in the Red Temple. I'm going there now. Well, this isn't good. I'm gonna take my inhaler real quick. I will be right back. I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of trouble breathing. Okay, thank you for waiting. I am back. Let's go ahead and continue.
Bosmer cuisine is truly revolting. I bought us as much time as I could. I hope you found something useful.
I found this journal. Cillian definitely killed Halimorian. Looks like he fled to a nearby shrine.
A shrine? There's an old shrine to Ifre west of here, the Red Temple. But from what Tarnamir told me, people rarely visit. filled with wild animals or some such. I only know of one entrance, a cave nearby. Follow me.
Alright, I'll follow you to this red temple. Russafield means Scarlet Shrine in some dialects of Aldmeris, which may explain why the Red Temple gets its curious name. But the most commonly held... I didn't get to finish reading that.
We should split up. Don't want this little scamp slipping out behind us. I can handle this gap easily. You search the other hall.
I just got something. That's weird. Oh! Some items sold. Sweet. Somebody just went through and bought a whole bunch of stuff that I sold earlier.
No, wait! I did everything you asked! I just can't anymore! I'm not a killer! I only wanted to protect Farrell.
No!
We could have worked such terrible wonders together. Pathetic. You, though, you're perfect. Tell Lorne her past is hunting her present. Yes, tell her that.
He's gone.
What's happening? Am I...
You've been pierced by an arrow. Tell me everything you know, quickly.
The ghost recruited me. Said he needed me. He gave me the costume. Told me to kill as he would. Halamorian hated us. Was going to kill us. I know it. After what he did to Farrell.
Fariel, the Bosmer girl that was murdered?
Farrell is dead. Oh, divines. You've cursed me, haven't you? I only shot Halamorian, I swear it. Farrell was so kind. I wanted Halamorian to pay. I thought the Ghost of the Green was a hero. I wanted people to see me that way.
Tell me who the real ghost is, the one who recruited you.
Never saw his face. He never said his name. I didn't need to know. I'd read the stories. I believed in him and he saw something in me. I never... Mother... I'm sorry.
Cillian? May you rest easily in Aetherius, my friend. It's a really bad day to be you, Crab.
I was too slow. Damned Mer slipped right past me. Tall for a wood elf, and quick as a spooked hare. So, it really is the chief's son.
Not exactly. Cillian is dead, killed by another Ghost of the Green.
Wait, what? What do you mean, another Ghost of the Green? The journal you showed me, did Kellan kill Halamorian or not?
He killed Halamorian, but only after he was recruited by this other Ghost of the Green.
What about the wood elf girl, Fariel? Did he kill her too?
I don't know. I took the arrow that killed him as evidence. Maybe Lauren can learn something from it.
Yes. Show her the arrow immediately. Perhaps she can compare Kellan's blood to the blood on Fariel's sickle. At the very least, we'll be able to determine if Kellan killed Fariel. I'll be along as soon as I'm able.
What happened to you? Did you get attacked by the ghost? Because, you probably should be dead if the ghost attacked you.
You're back. And not a moment too soon. Do you have something for me?
A wood elf named Cillian killed Harmorian, but a second ghost with the green shot and killed Cillian.
A second ghost. I suspected as much. And he killed this Kellan with that arrow.
Or Kellan, sorry.
Another high elf hunting arrow, like the one that killed Halimorian. Kellan had motive. This second ghost provided the costume, the weaponry. But why?
He told me to tell you that your past is hunting your present.
So, this isn't about Halimorian. It isn't about the Wood Elves or Altmer prejudiced. It's about me. It's always been about me. I knew it. I knew this was too convenient. I also knew the Mer who killed Faril couldn't be this Kellan.
How?
I just finished experimenting on the blood from Faril's sickle. It was Altmer blood. This second ghost isn't some wood elf zealot. He's a high elf like me. I moved the bodies to Tarnamir's manor. We should... Maybe we missed something.
I'll be right behind you. Hello, welcome to the stream.
What? This place has been... What happened here? Oh no. No. Tarnamir? Tarnamir, are you here?
He is here. He's dead.
Tarnamir? No. I can't.
Hollermon. Cillian. Somehow Cillian's here. I'm not sure how that happened. Faril. And yeah. This isn't good.
Just give me a moment. I need to process this. Have to keep a clear head. You found something?
Eowyn.
This is a message. Everything in this room. It's all meant to tell us something. What's that on the wall?
Someone scratched the word Eowyn into the wall.
Elevane is another name for the Helis owl. Elevanes lay their eggs, then abandon them. We use that word to describe people who are cold-hearted or aloof. And then there's the bodies. Arranged to mimic Mara's cross. This is about love. Intimacy.
Someone who loved you?
Or more likely, someone I failed to love. There's only one suspect left. A Mer with means, motive, and deep understanding of the Ghost of the Green.
Soraval.
No. It can't be. The Ghost of the Green ruined Soravil's life. Just as he ruined mine. If not for the ghost, Soravil's wife would likely still be alive. I have to know. I'm sorry for what you're about to see. Oriel, forgive me.
What are you gonna do?
Stand back, and I'll show you. You already saw how Kellan died. Now, we'll see the others.
What's this? A tiny ghost of the green? Ha! Run along, well, before... What have I done?
Kellan definitely killed Halimorian. Now, Faril.
Who are you?
I'm afraid you've seen too much. You poor thing.
Soravil was observing Kellan when Faril saw him. She slashed him with her sickle before he overpowered her.
So it is you. Shame on you.
The shame is Lord's, old Mer. Now she'll have your death on her conscience too.
No, Soraville. This is you and you alone.
Telemar
Give
speaks
my
truth.
regards to my loving wife and Lorne's degenerate husband.
You know,
I know you're watching, Lorne. Now that I've broken your spirit and you've broken your vow, come to the place where my wife is buried. There, I will break your body.
I need some air. I'll be outside.
so you blame her husband for cheating, for your wife cheating on you, and call him a degenerate, but you call your wife a loving wife. You know, she committed suicide when her husband, this is a big mess. Like, apparently your wife didn't love you that much. She killed herself when her lover died.
How could he blame me for this? Is it not enough that I lost my husband? Damn him. His wife was buried here. This is where we'll find him. You're sticking by my side. Even after I use that death memory ritual. I appreciate that, Admin. Truly. I suppose I owe you a bit of an explanation.
Yes, tell me what this is really about.
I told you how the ghost of the Green killed my husband. Sorville's wife, my husband's lover, was overcome with grief. I think she truly loved him. As soon as she heard the news, she climbed into the wash tub, opened her wrist, and died.
And Sorville blames you for that?
Not for that. For what came after. Sorville wanted us to mend each other's wounds. Perhaps even fall in love and make a life together. I just couldn't. I focused on the work and pushed him away. He grew detached, bitter. Now, I need to stop him.
I mean, Sorville made to be fair, Sorville made a valid offer. That seems like a valid offer. You know, both of their significant others cheated on them with each other. That would have made sufficient sense. But also, her reaction was also legitimate, and he should not have reacted the way he did you know, this he's definitely gone too far. But I can understand why he would want them to be together after the shared experience that they had. But I can't also discount that her reaction was legitimate as well, because she truly loved her husband by the sounds of it.
Sorville, I know you're here. What do you want from me?
Oh, Lorne, I've already taken so much. Your teacher, your honor, your pride. There's only one thing left for me to take. Your life.
No, Lauren.
Sorville.
Don't worry, I'll kill him. There's something I need to do first, though.
Don't worry about me. Go. We can't let Sorville escape again.
In my way is a very bad place to be right now, friendos. And of course my brew wore off.
After the Green's final victim. Time to die, Admanen.
Yeah, you really did not stand a chance against me.
Soroville. Is he... He is. It's done then, isn't it? I knew he wouldn't come quietly. In the end, I bear the blame. A killer. Right beside me. I didn't see it until more lives were lost. I'm glad you were here, Admanen.
Are you alright?
I will be. The arrow struck near my collarbone. Soroville was a gifted marksman. Maybe he couldn't see as well through the mask, or it was nerves. Or maybe he didn't really want me dead after all. Just one more question I'll never have answered.
Is there anything else I can do?
One more thing, if you're willing. I'm certain that Soroville never spoke to Kellan's parents, given that this was all his scheme to begin with. They lost their son, and they don't know why. It was you that avenged him. You should tell them that.
What about you?
I just need a moment here alone. Ironic that this came to a head in such a holy place. Maybe I can find some absolution here. Or at least some small measure of peace.
So Soroville did all this just to hurt you?
He did. Perhaps I deserved it. But all those people, an innocent girl, a naive young mer, a dear friend, they paid the price, while I still live. I don't know if I'll ever make peace with that.
Soroville was a madman. That wasn't your fault. This wasn't your fault.
You're right, I suppose. I just wish I had been better. A better Jurisreeve, a better wife, a better friend. Maybe I could have prevented all this. I'm sorry. Thank you for your kind words. I will try to take them to heart. You have my word.
Very well. Oh gosh, I'm on fire.
He's my son. I deserve to know what's going on.
I don't. I am sorry. But the prosecution is still examining his body. We will release his remains to you as soon as we can.
You. I remember you. Please. You have to tell me what's going on. My son never came home. And now they tell me they won't even let me see him. What happened to my boy?
I'm sorry, we couldn't save Salion, but we brought his killer, the Ghost of the Green, to justice.
If for his mercy. How could you? Why didn't you save him? Damn this place. Damn the prosecution. Here, take this thing. I found it under Kellan's bed. I never want to see it again. I never want to see you again. God help me.
Wasn't my fault.
A hard thing to witness. There are rarely any happy endings in this line of work. You just have to remember that things would be much worse had you not been here. That matters.
Yeah. Farewell, my friend. Perhaps we'll meet again. Oh, my battery's low, I gotta plug up. Be careful. That's a one-way trip. I mean, I'll come back up, but you know, I'll also die. Let's see. There is a drop box around here somewhere. It's up here somewhere, I thought. Might be up there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's hidden in the brush there. Skull of Minor Cursing. Let's ride over and get that point of interest. Because I don't think anything will take me over there, and I will definitely forget to do it if I don't do it now. There we go, Aldmora Ruins discovered. Alright, we're going to head into Ronanthil, and we're not going to do the quest in that area just yet. I kind of want to do that next week. Or, well, maybe not next week, but we'll do it before the end of the DLC for sure. So we're not going to talk to Ryandel right away. Rosendar, however.
Raz's investigations have brought him to Relenthil. When this one noticed your Sijic friend slip into town, Raz figured you'd be along soon. So, what did you discover on Arteum, the island that isn't here anymore? Oh, that made Raz's head hurt.
We learned that the false Aldak belongs to a Daedric cult called the Court of Bedlam.
Yes, this one has been exploring the Daedric connection as well. But Raz hates Daedra. In Raz's experience, very little good comes from dealing with Daedra or their cultists. And this revelation brings you to Relenthil, yes?
Other members of the cult mentioned that something was going to happen in Relenthil.
That is disturbingly vague. Why must cryptic cultists be so cryptic? Well, Raz saw Valserin head toward Canonry Farmeldo's house. This one suggests we start our investigation of the area there.
Right, so that's where I'm supposed to meet Velistrin. Before we do that, we're going to come down under here and grab yet another Thieves Guild drop box. And we're caught in spider webs. Bonobite, 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 bite, 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 bite. I have to come back through here, you can wait.
Which one could he possibly be?
I have to come back through here, you can wait.
Go inside and we'll discuss this later. And take off that ridiculous hood.
Ridiculous? I'll show you what's ridiculous. I'll show you all!
Canonry.
You think as Canon Reeve I'd be immune to the troublesome temper of a spoiled and rebellious child. But what distinguished visitors I have today. A wandering sage, a well-dressed Khajiit, and you. What brings such a group to Relenthal?
We're investigating reports of unusual occurrences here in Relenthal.
Investigating? For whom? Well, there have been 3 reports this week of someone disappearing. And my intractable son Nadoril and his malcontent friends have been cavorting around the large sinkhole that recently appeared.
Do you think the missing people, the sinkhole, and your son's friends are related?
What are you implying? They're just young and proud of their heritage. I wouldn't draw such a harsh conclusion without substantial evidence. I can't understand why they're fascinated with the sinkhole, but that doesn't make them criminals.
Any objection to us investigating the sinkhole?
It's unusual for newcomers to encroach upon Altmer affairs, especially since we rarely saw any prior to the Queen's decree. If you want to investigate, I won't try to stop you. And if anything happens, maybe it will teach my son to avoid the place.
I'll let you know if we find anything to be concerned about.
Raz wants to ask the Canon Reeve a few more questions. Take the Sijik and go investigate the sinkhole.
Alright. Come on, Velestrin. Let's talk to you, actually.
The Canon Reeve's son certainly seems agitated about something. I wonder where he ran off to in such a state. Well, I suppose we should go and take a look at the sinkhole the Canon Reeve mentioned.
What do you think the Canon Reeve's son, Nora, and his friends gather at the sinkhole?
That's a rather dangerous and unsavory location for a gathering of young Altmen. The Canon Reeve referred to them as malcontents, who are proud of their heritage. Makes me curious to see what we'll find when we get there.
Do you think the sinkhole might be connected to the Daedric plot?
I'd rather not speculate. We'll see for ourselves soon enough. I just hope the Canon Reeve's son hasn't gotten involved with anything too terrible. Children, they can be as frustrating as they are loving.
Do you have any children?
I had a daughter. She fell ill. Even the best minds of the Conclave couldn't cure her malady. She's no longer with us. Enough of that. Let's go see what the sinkhole has to show us.
Very well. Gonna put a marker down over there. Feathermoth, Firebird, and Clever. I know who you guys are. But I can't talk to you just yet, so we'll talk to you later. Said probably won't do it today, but we will get around to doing that eventually.
I'll meet you in the sinkhole.
Oh, I went the wrong way, sorry.
He attacked Eldon, and one of those horrible creatures tore off my hood!
That young woman was certainly in a hurry. And what was that about Nadoril and an attack?
She said that Noradil attacked someone, and something about creatures.
Yes, well, let's be on our guard then. I don't think this sinkhole is completely natural. Its size concerns me. If the ground continues to fall away, It could swallow all of Relenfield.
Do you really think the sinkhole is that dangerous?
It certainly feels dangerous. And if it does figure into the Court of Bedlam's plans, well, I can't think of a more frightening event than watching Relenfield get swallowed by a sinkhole. Let's proceed and find out what's going on down here.
Alright, let's go down there and check it out.
The walls and ceiling, they don't look stable. I'll try to reinforce the weak spots and catch up with you. Those Yagra creatures. Be careful. The size of this place.
Someone there! Help! Please help! Crazy bastard stabbed me! God, this hurts!
Tell me what happened.
It was just kind of fun. Joining the Court of Bedlam. Espousing the virtues of our Ultima heritage. But Doral took things too far.
What do you mean too far?
When we heard that they planned to release those creatures, I made the mistake of saying they were insane. Doral objected, called me unworthy. That's what he stabbed me.
Eladon, where's Noril now? Eladon.
The Court of Bedlam will eradicate the lesser
He's
races.
dead.
Maybe even deal with our unworthy queen.
You're gonna pay for that.
Over here. Keep quiet and tell me if you see what I see.
There's a slowed.
You see that, right? My eyes aren't playing tricks on me. That's a sea slode. They haven't been seen in Somerset since, well, it's been centuries at least.
What's a sea slowed?
A vile and dangerous species. Very powerful. The sea slode come from the distant underwater kingdom of Ulvorkus. Who's that hooded figure with the slode? And look, more of those abyssal pearls. They're everywhere.
Why are the sea slowed dangerous?
The slode are a godless people. Perhaps the most hated in Tamriel. And the sea slode are even worse. They employ depraved magic and have long coveted Somerset. They believe it once belonged to them. They pillage, release plagues. They're horrible.
Does this have something to do with the Court of Bedlam?
The hooded figure could be a member of this so-called Court of Bedlam. At this point, nothing would surprise me. That slode has me worried, though. I can't think of anything worse than an alliance between those foul beasts and Daedric cultists.
Why are the sea slowed dangerous? Oh, I already asked that. Could this be the source of the abyssal pearls?
They could certainly have a connection to the sea slode submerged kingdom, but they appear to have been placed down here. Look how the Yagra are drawn to them. I'll head for the sea slode. You deal with those abyssal pearls.
Alright, I'll destroy the abyssal pearls.
Master, intruders in the cave.
Heed me, my creatures! Destroy the intruders!
Well, he knows we're here.
We need to get over there.
Witness the power of Katora, the Abyssal Cabal!
Ow.
This way, up here. Damn, no sign of where the sea slow disappeared to. Damn it, I wasn't fast enough.
So that's it, the sea float escaped?
For the time being, let's see what's through that opening.
Goodbye.
The sea slow left us something to remember it by. We need to dispatch that creature.
Those things used to be a whole lot harder to fight. Like, when I was first playing this game, I was like in my level 10s or something, or Somerset anyways. And those things are hard to fight when you're not really equipped or got any set pieces or anything like that. Probably just for anybody of any level under champion point level would have trouble with one of those things. Because they summon ads too, which is annoying. Razamdar. Talk to Raz.
Somehow Raz knew he'd find you here.
Sea slows. This is worse than the Right Master imagined. Meet me in Artaeum after you talk to the Queen's Eye.
I'll be back to Artaeum as soon as I can.
Did the pretty Sijik say sea slowed? No. Raz must have heard wrong. That could not have been what she said.
The Sea Sloud Katora is working with the Court of Bedlam, including the Canon Reef's son.
Slowed? That's bad. And sea slowed? That sounds even worse. If the sea slowed threatens Somerset, Queen Irene must be informed. We need to act. Wait. What did you say about the Canon Reef's son?
Nordoril joined the Court of Bedlam. He killed a fellow initiate and was working with the Slowed.
Daedra worshippers. In Somerset. And Slowed. Oh, Raz likes this situation less and less. As for Nordoril, Raz knows how to deal with traitors. This one will meet you at the Canon Reef's house.
I'll see you there. I think I need to... Hold on. No, okay, that's way over there, so... You go ahead and mark that, because that's where we're going next after we finish this quest. Yeah, we're probably not gonna be returning to Artaeum in this episode, just as a heads up. I've got some other things I'd like to do this episode. There's one quest I'm going to start, but I'm not actually going to do it while we have nobody in the stream, because I'm going to need... people are definitely going to want to be involved with that quest. Actually, there's a couple of quests like that, to be honest.
The Eye of the Queen? How dare you accuse my son of treason? The Queen's Eye. How dare he not identify himself when he first arrived? And how dare he accuse my foolish son of something as serious as treason? The Queen shall hear of this, mark my words.
Nordoriel's more than foolish. He killed a high elf and he's working with the Sea Slode.
Sea Slode? Plus all this nonsense about Altma's superiority, and now murder? I am the Canon Reeve of Relenthil. I took an oath to serve and protect my community. How in the Queen's name am I supposed to reconcile my son's actions?
That's not something I can help you with.
Oh, Nordoril, what have you done? Please, you must talk to the Queen's eye. He needs to show mercy. I'm sure we can find a way to resolve this without... Oh, here comes Nordoril now.
Your son's a lot to answer for, Canon Reeve.
I have a lot to answer for? The Court of Bedlam is going to turn me into a god.
Foolishness can be ignored. Murder and treason, not so much.
You and your queen have no authority over a true Altma, you mangy cat.
This one cannot allow your crimes to stand unanswered.
Nordoril! No! No! I understand. Relenthil is loyal to the Queen.
And he got what was coming to him.
Sometimes the eye sees treason and must cut it out before it spreads. This one is sorry you had to witness that.
Couldn't you have arrested Noradil instead of executing him?
Blasphemy, treason, murder. How many crimes must one commit to attract the attention of the executioner's blade? Raz decided that a message had to be sent. Enemies of the Queen will not be tolerated.
I've rarely seen you this serious.
Treason and the Queen's justice are serious business. Raz has been forced into this role on rare occasions, but he never seeks it out or looks forward to wielding the blade. A necessary part of my job, yes.
Hey, welcome to the stream, Kraz. You're just in time to watch Razumdar murder a guy, which, you know, I'm doing well though. We're making some decent progress. Is there anything else you need from me right now?
No. Raz will see to the Canon Reeve and send word to the Queen before looking deeper into the Court of Bedlam. You should return to Artaeum and let the Siegics know what we learned. I tell you, Five Claw, this whole situation makes Raz want to hiss.
I'm sorry, Raz. I'm gonna head out. Gotta love how beautiful Somerset is, am I right? Just absolutely gorgeous. See, there's a sky shard around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the story, the beauty, it's a great experience. So you're gonna be leaving before too long for your Easter thing, right? Okay. Be careful on the roads. I know that they're not going to be as crowded because of, you know, Easter and stuff, but definitely do be careful out there. It's still a holiday, and the police like to pull people over for, you know, next to nothing at all, so. Not saying that you drive recklessly or anything, but you know what I mean. Heart of the Indrit. Alright, now I just gotta find the Sky Shard in this area. Which is down over here, I think. Oh, there it is, I see it. This will be a good episode for people looking up like Sky Shards and like relic pieces, because I found quite a few relics and Sky Shards today, so I found like 3 Sky Shards this episode by alone. I'm about to get another one right now, actually. Well, actually not, because we're going to do this quest first.
Enough, Silery. These mysterious deaths are our business to solve, not yours.
Little busy at the moment. You know, now's not the time to be wandering around, what with the gruesome killings and clueless investigators. Could wind up dead, or answering questions until you wish you were.
Yep, see you later tonight for the Sky Shard run. Gruesome killings, what's going on here?
From what I gather, soldiers at Katon Keep have been disappearing in the night, only to have their desiccated bodies show up days later. The garrison's completely spooked. I came to look into it, but the Divine Prosecution beat me here.
Why is that a problem?
We don't exactly see eye to eye when it comes to hunting baddies. So now they're going to spend weeks questioning soldiers and measuring footprints, while more people get turned to jerky. Actually, maybe you could help me with that?
Actually, she's a really pretty high elf. Alright, what do you need me to do?
I really thought I was going to have to do a lot more convincing. Helping strangers break into keep's a hobby of yours. Odd hobby. What I really need is a distraction. If you can keep Linderfoy at the gate, busy for a minute, I can handle the rest.
Any idea how I can hold her attention?
I have a document saying I'm an inspector sent by the Proxy Queen to investigate. But since Linderfoy and everyone else in there knows that's not true, I can't use it. You, though. Show it to Lynn, act all high society, and waltz right in.
You expect that to work? I'm a lizard.
Doesn't matter. It'll buy me time to sneak past either way. If you do get inside, all the better. We can partner up. I'm sure you'll do fine. It helps if you imagine a really big stick up your spine. Straight back. Perfect.
Alright, I'll distract Linderfield while you sneak inside, then follow.
Alright, Royal Inspector. Off you go. Just talk like you've never interacted with an actual person at any point in your life. You'll put a stop to these killings, and maybe not even get arrested. Fun, right?
Why are you so interested in this situation here? Are you a vigilante or something?
The Divine Prosecution are great at stopping crime and rooting out sedition. But stuff like this, things that go bump in the night, that's when you need a specialist. I'm very special.
So you hunt monsters?
It's a hobby. Well, more of a lifelong calling that leaves me little time for hobbies, but I'm doing what I love, and in my own way, and I'm really good at it. Not that the Divine Prosecution would ever admit it.
Why won't the guards let you inside the keep?
The Divine Prosecution cordoned off the area, and like I said, they're not big fans of me. I may have been a bit indelicate when I suggested they collectively had the hunting sense of a blind cliff racer. These things happen.
What is the Divine Prosecution?
They keep the peace in Somerset, mostly by making sure no one steps out of line. When something's amiss, they investigate and kick the problem in the teeth, if need be. Too dogmatic, though. Who cares about procedure when lives are on the line?
Just how illegal is what we're about to do?
Only slightly, and the Order has bigger concerns at the moment. Once it's clear you're not a suspect, I'm sure they'd let you off with a stern warning. But we're not going to get caught, right?
Alright. Only slightly illegal is what we're about to do.
This keep has been ordered sealed by the Divine Prosecution, pending the completion of our investigation. Please be on your way.
The Proxy Queen sent me to investigate the unusual deaths at this keep.
That's interesting, because investigating these killings is obviously the jurisdiction of the Divine Prosecution, so something tells me you're full of Griffin guano. Give me one reason why I shouldn't hold you for questioning.
I have the official mandate right here.
Let me see those. It looks official. I don't know who you are, but this investigation is clearly under our purview. This is about politics, isn't it? Always politics.
I can't say.
Of course you can't. Fine, go inside. I won't stand in your way, but stay out of mine.
Very well. Seriously though, you should really be more suspicious of the lizard coming up and saying, yeah, I have the blessing of the Proxy Queen. Yeah, you really should be more suspicious of that. We'll get to meet the Proxy Queen soon. It'll be great.
You must have clenched pretty hard to sell those forged papers to the likes of Lynn. Relax before you scream.
Clenched pretty hard.
Now all we have to do is find and kill a murderous Daedra that's evaded capture for weeks. Easy, right?
Wait. How do you know that the killer is a Daedra?
Most killers don't suck out all your organs and leave a corpse with the consistency of stale bread. Mortal ones, anyway. And neither do vampires, for that matter. Aside from that, I have my methods of sniffing out Daedra.
For instance?
Well, when you expose the stem of an attuned Wilder King rod to air that someone breathed in the presence of a Daedra, it glows orange. Also, my latest Squabblood scribing said, you know what, just watch and learn.
Learn what?
I'm getting to that. Don't rush me. Just stand back and don't radiate any palpable evil, alright?
Don't radiate any palpable evil, alright? Just let me know when you need me. Good thing I'm not evil.
This is a little trick I picked up in Coral. Stendar, shine your righteous light on those that would flee your justice. Show me where evil lurks, and I will deliver retribution. 2 lights. There's not supposed to be... Alright, whatever. I'll follow this one. Follow that light and see where it leads you. Then meet me inside the refectory. Go, go!
I'm on my way. Follow the light of Stendar. I just now discovered Seatarn Keep. The Insatiable.
Let go of me, damn it. You don't understand.
Ah, the accomplice. Welcome.
Hero Soul.
2 arrests in one day. This is going to reflect well on my next report.
Arresting me would be a mistake. I found evidence of a Daedra summoning ritual.
Oh, did you? Well, let me see it then. The Insatiable, is it? Who writes this rubbish? Grisly rubbish at that. I'll admit the methods are similar to our case, but this still doesn't prove the presence of an actual Daedra. Where did you find this?
A hidden room here in the keep where the ritual took place. Sorolo's tracking spell led me to it.
I was never informed of any architectural eccentricities. Something the garrison will answer for. So that spell might have some merit. Silery claims it was leading her to a Daedra hiding in the cellar. Are you willing to stake your freedom on that?
I think you should start listing distillery.
To be clear, when all is said and done with this, I'm arresting you anyway. But I'll indulge this line of inquiry. If you're right, I'm sure your cooperation will reflect favorably in your trial. Fleeing will not. Am I understood?
Let's just find this Daedra.
Release her.
But, sir...
Now.
This is a mistake. We're all done being idiots? Good. Let's find this Daedra.
This is going to end badly.
Now, children, this might be fun. I've not hunted a Daedra in decades.
Yeah. Let's just get it on. Let's get on with it. No, children.
This light will reveal the Daedra. Be ready.
More outsider magic. Reckless Silery.
Have a little faith, High. It's tracking something.
A dead end. How embarrassing.
Nope, there's a thing coming out of it.
No! After her!
To the gorge.
Can't say I didn't warn them.
Fan out! That thing can't have gone far.
Fan out? Why? I thought you didn't believe me. Check down the hall. I'll see what I can find up ahead.
Tyrannal. The moment you've been waiting for has finally arrived. I have an opportunity for you, a unique opportunity to show the court and our benefactors how cunning you can be. You know how he appreciates a savvy dealmaker. I'm entrusting you with several tomes I acquired at a hefty price. They describe a place between realms, a gap, or rather a pit of emptiness that lies between our worlds. That's a long thing, yeah. Basically, he's telling him to summon this creature, the Insatiable. Hold on, I'm getting pinged. I need to check something. My brother sent a voice message. This is going to be interesting. Okay, he didn't actually send a voice message. He sent a bunch of silence. So, yep. Definitely was interesting.
The Insatiable soon enough.
Greetings and salutations. Face me.
Well, I think we might be on the right track. Ow.
Who is that?
Our Daedra summoner, no doubt. No one I recognize. Begs questions, but that can wait. Give chase and find Lindefway. Silery went after her, but there was an awful lot of screaming.
Do you know where they went?
Through those doors. Down where we keep the wine. This place, it's Katan, but different. I'm probably not making much sense, am I? Helping the others falls to you now. Terribly sorry about that.
Don't move. I'll return with help.
Oh God, it's going to eat me. Hayakil, anyone, help me.
I'm coming.
It's trying to slip away into the real world. I'll hold it as long as I can.
Got him.
That for a while, gut sucker.
Silery, you saved me. I
don't look so surprised. Come on, let's get out of here.
I'm just re-upping my cake buff, so that way I can keep my experience coming in.
You live? This won't do. This won't do.
The summoner, she's getting away. Lynn, can you hold this portal open?
Why? Where are you going?
Find that mage and kick her ass. I'm going back for High.
You'll be trapped. Why does she never listen?
Because that's just the way she is.
I can't hold it. Damn it! That was such a stupid, reckless. Damn it, Silery. I can't let her lord this over me. We have to save them.
We will. First, we need to find that mage. Any ideas?
She must be hiding in these ruins. Wait, I know where we are. These ruins are right under the nose of Katan Keep. Silery and I explored here as children. We always did love mysteries. Our mothers hated it. We'd come home covered in clay.
I found clay tracked around the secret room where the mage summoned the insatiable.
So the mage got into Katan Keep through here somehow. Was that her reason for coming here? We still don't know our suspect. The motives, barely anything really. Gods, this investigation has really gotten away from me.
Read this. Her name is Turanel, and she was sent to preoccupy the Kayan Terran garrison.
Conspiracy? Now that's something I can grasp. The tone of this letter suggests our perpetrator can't afford to simply go into hiding. We're backing her into a corner. That'll make her desperate. What's that?
What's what?
I just felt a ripple of magicka. Like the opening of those portals, but much larger. I think the others are in danger. It came from that way, across the bridge. Hurry!
I'll lead.
No sign of Iraniel, but this is definitely the epicenter of the magic I felt. There's still power clinging to this Aldma altar. It must be the bridge she is using to travel to and from the realm of that.
Can you open it?
Theoretically, from what little I know about opening portals to Daedric realms, there's typically an object here in Tamriel that is attuned to the place in question. This Aldmer altar is the only thing I'm getting a strong feeling from.
Can we use this altar to open the portal to the gorge?
Not as it is. If this is a bridge, then Tyranniel has barred and locked the gates. We need to undo her spell. Then I should be able to recreate the ritual to open the way for us.
How do we do that?
In my experience, most cultists tend to just ape whatever spells and rituals someone else developed. That letter you showed me mentioned books from her benefactor. You found one for Daedra's summoning. It stands to reason there's another for this.
Makes sense. The gorge. Yep. It's really simple. It's anima, ego, incandescence, and mortality. Anima, ego, incandescence, mortality.
Well, that was dramatic. That's it! It reeks of that monster's realm. I'll hold it open. Go.
Alright, I'm taking it down. I'm taking the mage down.
Wriggling through my soul.
You? Again?
How did you reach this? I won't let you. I'll feed your corpse to the insatiable.
I'm alright. I'm alright. Somehow.
This way! Quickly! I can't hold this open for long.
Yep, let's get out of here.
I've had my fill of this place. Let's excuse ourselves before any more dinner guests arrive.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I might fast for a month after this.
Come on.
Thanks for stopping that Daedra-loving loony from sucking out my soul. You took a big risk sticking your neck out for us. But what are recent acquaintances for, right? Guess I owe Lynn, too. Not going to live that down.
Are you... Ah, darn it, I was still talking to her.
Thanks for
Are you and
stopping
her
that
still
Daedra-loving
going to be
loony
alright?
from sucking- We'll be fine. It's not the first time someone has tried to drain and devour my soul. Happens more often than you'd think, actually. Hazards of the job. As for Hai, I think he's secretly enjoying all this excitement.
What was Tyranniel trying to do to you two?
She was raving about her work not being done, and how she was going to use our desiccated husks to restore the insatiable. I sort of tuned it out at a certain point, but got the impression she wasn't doing all this for her own amusement.
She was definitely doing this for some benefactor. There was mention of a court, but no specifics.
No surprise there. Daedra worshippers always seem to work in groups. How do they even meet? Single cultist postings on the local bulletin boards? Bet they're hiding them under the crafting writs.
Under the crafting rich, yes. What's our next move?
Looks like someone got bitten by the hunting bug on this little adventure. Savor your victory, killer. Kaitan Keep is safe again thanks to you. Judging by these results, I should rope random strangers into my work more often. Kidding, kidding. Now that the immediate danger's past, I will want to get back to combing through the details of what transpired here. It'll be really boring. Like, really boring. But since you got us back on speaking terms, I'll help Lynn and Hai investigate.
How did Tyranniel get the better of you and Hyssel?
Hey, don't go rubbing my nose in it. It wasn't easy fighting off Daedra with Hai slumped over my shoulder. You'd think he'd make a better shield with that hard head of his. That mage...
He can make a better shield with that hard head of his. Is there anything I can do to help with the investigation?
You'll want to talk to Hai about that, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. The divine prosecution doesn't welcome outside perspectives with open arms. If you think Hai and Lynn can be stuffy, you should see their superiors.
What's your history with the divine prosecution in these two?
Well, Lynn and I grew up around here. We always had a knack for sticking our noses where they didn't belong, so the divine prosecution was a natural fit. For her, anyway. Too rigid for me, so I left. There were some hard feelings.
What about his role?
He's our mentor. Was my mentor. Loves his work, and he's a good person, but he clings too tightly to protocol. He took the brunt of the abuse from our superiors when I was out of line. I thought he'd have been happy when I resigned my commission.
Do you think you'll go back?
No. I and Lin were always more than colleagues to me. We were friends. We'll stick by each other. The divine prosecution has a long way to go before they take back the likes of me. Not that I'd want to go back anyway.
Okay, and then we're done with talking to her. Let's go ahead and talk to her seal.
You broke more than a dozen statutes with your antics today. Regulations state that I should place you under arrest, but I'm thinking we haven't been following much procedure today anyway. Thank you for your assistance in this investigation.
Why are we so mistrustful of Silverine? If you accepted her help earlier, it could have saved lives.
I should have, shouldn't I? She was once among the best members of the divine prosecution, but too cavalier for most, and far too interested in unconventional methods for our superiors' tastes. For my tastes.
What do you mean?
She believed the prosecution would be better served by employing methods devised outside of Somerset. Foreign ideas, foreign magic. She faced censure many times. Frustrated, Silery left the Order to strike out on her own.
You didn't actually answer my question.
Won't let me off that easy, eh? Right. I didn't believe her because I didn't want to believe she was right. Because I still resented her selfishness in walking out on her duty. And on us. Nindefwe and I didn't agree with her, but we stuck by her.
And now?
She was right. We are stubborn and stolid. If we continue to believe our way is the only way, we're going to be unprepared for the changes ahead. The Queen's decree will bury us. Convincing the divine prosecution of that, it'll be a long, hard road.
I'd like to talk to you about your investigation.
Yes, I imagine you do. You've earned that, right? What in particular do you want to discuss?
Tyrannel wasn't working alone. Any idea who's behind all this?
From what Lindefwe told me about what you found, I do have a theory, but you didn't hear it from me. In fact, I would suggest you do not repeat it to anyone who you do not implicitly trust. I believe this is the Court of Bedlam's doing.
Court of Bedlam? Which is a weird question because I know who the Court of Bedlam is.
A secret society I've only caught hints of. Very influential. More than one of my investigations has ended prematurely because I caught a whiff of them. I can't prove that, of course, but a justiciar knows. If you cross paths with them, be careful.
Do you know what they want?
Nothing good, I wager. I don't know what they're after, but this is not the first time I've seen the heretics wield Daedra to their ends. Where there are Daedra, trouble is sure to follow. Silery is going to be very busy when we find them.
What's your next move?
A trip to the apothecary and the keep's wine rations. Not necessarily in that order. Fortunately, I don't need to be fighting fit to review evidence. I hope that by the time Lindefwe, Silery, and I are fully on the mend, we'll have some solid leads.
Can I help?
Not directly. It's an official investigation. People will be watching. I need to tread carefully. You have good instincts, a sense of justice, and the might to wield it. When all is said and done, I suspect we'll only arrive to clean up after you.
I'm sure you will. I still have other things I'd like to discuss.
By all means. I'm not going anywhere. Quickly, at any rate.
What happened to the portal?
Closed, for now. Lindefwe bridged us here for our safety. I imagine Tyrannel did something similar to enter Katon Keep undetected. A dreadfully potent ability in the wrong hands, as we've seen. The books you found will need to be sealed away.
What about the altar? Couldn't someone else use it?
Its purpose wasn't to open the portal, though its power does pose some concerns. It would be hearsay to destroy an Aldmer artifact, but I will recommend that those ruins be patrolled regularly from now on.
Alright, and we're done talking to him. Let's talk to the Relevator.
I'm not good at apologies, but I'm sorry for doubting you and Silery. Maybe, just maybe, we were wrong to reject her choice to pursue foreign magic. While her methods are unorthodox, they get results.
What does foreign magic have to do with believing us?
She was always trying to convince our superiors that there was value to the methods other cultures used against crime and heresy. She'd be in a cell if Hierarchiel hadn't always stuck his neck out for her, and she just turned her back on him. On us.
How so?
After a spat with the Chief Justiciar about a case we were working, she threw down her oath and stormed out. She never even said goodbye. I didn't think I'd ever forgive her for that, and honestly, I haven't. But I know she still cares.
Don't wait too long.
I know. I would have lost them both today if not for you. It's a hard thing to forgive, much harder than to judge.
Are all your cases like this?
Gods, no. This has been a civilized place for as long as I can remember. Our days were mostly settling petty disputes and policing troublesome speech. Now there's all sorts of madness about. I fear it'll get worse before it gets better.
What makes you say that?
Immigrants are flooding to Somerset, and even the most well-intentioned trample our customs with astounding ignorance. We saved a lot of lives with what we did today, but we left centuries of procedure in shambles. Then we have the conspiracy afoot.
Right, this court and their benefactor are still out there. Just remember Tilinar was an Altmer.
You think I'm blind to that? I know it must seem that I judge foreigners too harshly. But remember that until recently, I only brought justice to my fellow kin who strayed. On my oath, Tyrannial's accomplices will meet justice.
Back in the ruins, you said that you and Silverine used to play there. Why?
So I did. Silery was never one for idle study, and she's always had a forceful personality, so she used to drag me out exploring, searching for mysteries and being a general nuisance. It grew on me. Our favorite spot was those secluded ruins.
Why's that?
Alma ruins are never short on tough mysteries to crack. Our theories were dreadful, but we could lose entire days on our investigations. It was also the perfect place not to be found if we didn't want to be. I can see why it appealed to Tyrannial.
Alright, and that's it. We are done with that quest. Yeah, I actually passed that, this location so many times on my main character. I was like, I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time. I never did it. And then finally, out of the blue, I actually forced myself to do the quest here. On my main first, before I did it on my vampire, because I was doing Somerset on my vampire. I was like, you know, before I do this quest on my vampire, I've got to do this on my main, because I have put this off on my main for so long. I got to do it. All right, so there's a couple more things we need to do before we go get the Augur of the Obscured. Of the Obscurus. I want to get that soon, but there's something I have to do first. Because when I go into this delve to get the Augur, I want to do every quest in there at once. I don't want to have to go back in there again later. I've always hated this Sky Shard. Eleanor discovered. I've never been to Eleanor on Reewish. That seems weird. Huh, I've never been to Eleanor on Reewish. My star-eyed bride of Eleanor, lost in worm and spray. My star-eyed bride of Eleanor, that cruel fate took away.
You would challenge me to a duel. How droll. But then how can we have a proper contest? You don't even know the Altmer code of dueling, do you? Learn the rules and challenge me properly. Then I'll teach you some manners.
Hello, friend.
Hey, stranger. Been wondering where you got off to. It's good to see you again. Sorry if I'm a little on edge. That elf Lyrindel just dumped a barrel of insults on my head. Mark me, I'm going to knock that loose tongue right out of his mouth.
Interesting story. This character was actually originally supposed to be Scordo the Knife, and they programmed verbiage for him to speak if he knew you. But they forgot to take this out when they launched the game, and they changed him from Scordo into this guy. So that's why he acts like he knows you, even though he shouldn't. If you're that angry, why did you let him walk away?
Because I'm not an idiot. Guards see an orc thumping the ears off an elf in the middle of the street. You know how that turns out. Thought if I challenged him to a duel, we could make it legal. But he won't fight unless I challenge him properly.
So how do you challenge him properly?
How in oblivion would I know? These elves have rules for everything. How to eat, how to sleep. Of course they've got rules about how to beat each other up. Say, you wouldn't be interested in helping me figure this out, would you?
Sure, I'll help you sort this out.
I appreciate the help. Trust me, this is a noble cause. First things first, you'll need to track Lyrindel down and find out how to get this nonsense started. I'd ask him myself, but the urge to punch him might be too much for me.
What happened exactly?
Ah, you know how it is. Orc in a town full of stuck-up Altmer. Same old story. I was in the tavern, washing down a lamb shank with a bottle of wine, minding my own business. Then along comes this beanpole telling me I've got to leave.
Why did he want you to leave?
Why do you think? This island's full of orc haters. Only thing they hate worse than orcs walking the streets is orcs drinking their wine. Lyrindel told me I was stinking up the place, so I told him to yank the stick out of his arse and shove off.
And?
He laid into me with everything he had. Tongue-lashing me about my tusks, my clothes, my beard. And that's the one that really got my dander up. I put a lot of work into this beard. He ended the whole thing with pig face. Pig face!
And that was the last straw.
Damn right. I've been on the receiving end of that one too many times. So now he's going to learn a lesson.
Are you sure you can win this duel?
Are you kidding me? I could clobber that arse-face blindfolded. I'm not one for boast, but since you asked, I'm a 5-time blood-brawling champion. In the Rothgar League, mind you. Used to call me Rogazog the Face Demolisher.
The Face Demolisher?
Yeah, because I, demolish faces. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? I always wanted a really sharp moniker, like the Hatchet or Fist of Malakath or something like that.
Or like the Knife.
Anyway, yeah, that elf's in big trouble.
What brings you to Somerset?
I've been asking myself the same thing ever since I stepped off the boat. Thought maybe I'd have a look around, take in the sights. My Aunt Lazbesh used to tell me stories about this place, see? Tales about glass trees and crystal towers and magic ale.
Magic ale?
Yeah, it's supposed to put your arse over flagging with a single sip. No self-respecting orc would pass up a challenge like that. Unfortunately, I haven't found any magic drinks. Just fancy wine and prissy elves. I don't know why I listened to my aunt.
You think she was making it up?
When I was a pup, she got her head stuck in a bucket. Couldn't get it off for a night and a day. So, yeah, Smart Gold says she was making it. And I'm here on her advice, so who's a real idiot?
Yeah, so I think we're done there. Okay. This is not why we came here. I'm picking up this quest because I'm going to have to do it eventually anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up, but this is not the real reason we came to Alanor. Oh, there's a scantily clad wood elf. Also, I just looked this up. This is episode 99, so next week is my 100th episode of, or 100th stream of Skyrim. So I'm going to be doing some, or not Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls Online. So I'll be doing something special next week. So I was going to take off all my armor and stuff and try to do a delve completely naked. I'm thinking maybe I could try something a little more ambitious than that. I'm thinking about maybe trying to solo a world boss. I got to find one, of course, that nobody's going to jump in and help me on. So yeah, I mean, it probably won't be a DLC one for that reason, but we might go find a base game world boss and try to solo them. Lyrindel.
barely met, Neberar. To what do I owe this profound pleasure?
The orc you insulted wants to face you in a duel. What does he need to do to make that happen?
Oh, for Stendar's sake, that business. I won't apologize for speaking the truth. That orc is an uncivilized, gloveless buffoon. I'd sooner duel a frog or a tea kettle. But if he
Man, look at his
insists on
hands.
facing me,
Oh.
he'll need to learn our dueling customs.
What are these customs?
I suggest he read our guide to Altmeri culture. He can read, can't he? There's a copy just there on the table. If he meets the preconditions and notifies my second Fandalol, I promise to duel that filthy Glenant at the determined place and time.
Very well. Man, there's a lot of rules for... okay, there's only 3 rules, but still. So, killing in a duel is apparently not permitted in Somerset. Game seems to be struggling. They're doing an update tomorrow morning, so hopefully it'll fix some of the problems the game is having right now, because it's having some performance problems. So, go talk to the orc, turn this in.
Back so soon? He blew you off, didn't he? Oh, what I wouldn't give to knock that smug grin off his face.
He actually gave me this book. It has a chapter on dueling customs.
Let me see. Looks like I need a second. An Altmer dueling foil and Lyrendel's full name to recite before the duel. Want to be my second? It'll be worth your time, trust me. I'm going to lay that elf out like a cheap rug. What do you say?
Sure, I'll be your second. What do you need me to do?
You can pick up an elven dueling foil in town. As for Lyrendel's name, he wouldn't shut up about it. Started with Rumelon, I think. It should be chiseled somewhere in the runes of Torheimcard. Arrange the duel with Fandalol and we'll be all set.
What will you do in the meantime?
I'm going to find a good spot near the runes just west of here for our duel. It's the guards, see? Duels are acceptable between high elves, but when an orc's involved, might make them grumpy enough to step in and stop it. And we can't let that happen.
Very well. I love Eleanor. It's just absolutely beautiful. Just take a moment and take in the sights of Eleanor. This is why Eleanor is still my main hub city for my main character. I return to Eleanor pretty much after any excursion. Which I should probably buy the house in Eleanor since, you know, I main here so often, but...
Greetings, Walker. How good it is to see a fellow newcomer. This one grows tired of serving these dungy high elves. Unclawed dandies make my tail bristle. But my words wander. What can Nadoni do for you?
I'm searching for a high elf dueling foil.
Dueling sword? Yes, a fine selection. This one has just the thing. A needle-sharp blade wrought from the finest glass. I took it from the lord of this house. Do not judge, it pays me nothing. Fair is fair, yes? It can be yours for the right price.
Fair enough, my friend. Here, 69 gold enough? Nice.
You drive a hard bargain, Walker. But this one is feeling charitable today. Take this blade with Nadani's compliments and good luck with your duel.
Oh, it's not for me, but thank you. Alright, so we're not going to do Lyradil's full name yet. We will get to it, but it won't be today. I've got something else I need to get started, of course. See, this is the Eleanor Crest townhouse. I'm considering getting it. Like, I'm not really sure how much it cost, but that was a mistake. Let's see, it should be down here in the classic homes, I think. Should be anyways. Maybe it's not for sale right now, but it should be. Nope, there it is. 6,000 crowns. So that's basically $60. I could also buy it for 1,000,000 gold. Well, hold on. Crowns are on sale right now. Let me take a look and see what the price is. I might go ahead and get it. Not in the middle of the stream, of course. I'm just checking the price of the crowns. Honestly, I'd probably have to buy 14,000 crowns to get it. I mean, I could do that for $30, but it'd probably be better just to get the $65 of crowns. And that would keep me in crowns for quite a while, actually. I'll have to consider it. I'm still waiting on... Oh, I need to also pay my first payment on my laptop as well. So, probably not going to do that. Oh, there he is. Rigert the Brash. This is who I came to see. Get this started.
Rigert negotiate. Most excellent to be seeing you again, my bestest friend. It is me, Rigert. The Ebonheart Pact sent me to extend a branch of peace to snooty, rude, and very tall High Elf peoples. Unfortunately, my mission has ended before it has even begun.
What mission are you talking about?
The glorious pact sent Rigert to bargain with Queen Irene, to use my considerable charms to woo High Elves to talk of peace and an end to the Three Banners War. I even brought gifts to bestow upon the pretty queen. But Rigert has failed. Again.
How did you fail?
These tall, skinny elves, they have so many rules. Did you know Queen Irene isn't even on Somerset? And to get an audience with her proxy queen requires some sort of proper introduction. Vindilwyn won't let me set foot in the palace without one.
I'll help you figure this out.
You would help Rigert? That makes my heart dance like young ones at a Mara's Day ball. Speak to Courtier Vindilwyn and find out how we get one of these proper High Elf introductions. Remember, I brought gifts. That's sure to open a few doors.
Tell me more about why you were sent to Somerset.
Rigert is the bestest ambassador in all of Skyrim. Sometimes I think the Nord Cultural Exchange was created just to take advantage of my talents and inaptitudes. I think that was the word, the thing.
Inaptitudes, yes.
Anyway, Rigert has come to end the war.
Tell me more about the war you're trying to end.
The Three Banners War. Terrible business. I was drinking at the Skald King's court when I mentioned how silly it was to fight over an empty throne. Next morning, they put me on a boat and sent me here. Rigert always gets the most important missions.
No, they were just trying to get rid of you for the heresy. Do you really think you can get Queen Irene to sign a peace treaty?
If we can get an audience with her, or her proxy queen, I will certainly try. An ongoing war with no end in sight can't be good for either side. Plus, Rigert can be very persuasive. Especially when I bring gifts.
Why can't you talk to the proxy queen?
Rigert has no idea. Vindilwyn kept talking about laws and rules and customs. Said a simple Nord like me would never understand. But with you to help navigate these cultural conundrums, Rigert will be having tea with the proxy queen in no time.
Tell me more about the courtier of Vindalwyn.
What's to tell? Vindilwyn's a self-important royal lackey who thinks her armpits smell like fresh linen. If the snooty high elves have ministers of culture, then Vindilwyn is definitely their king. Go talk to her and see for yourself.
Why can't you talk to the proxy queen?
Rigert has no idea. Vindilwyn kept talking about laws and rules and customs. Said a simple Nord like me would never understand. But with you to help navigate
Oh, we already did this. Tell me more about the gifts you brought with you.
Oh, such treasures I brought. Gifts that any Nord would kill for. And many have. I brought wonderments from the vaults of Windhelm. A depressing stuffed goat, Dibella's bosom knight favor, and essence of mammoth.
Tell me more about the depressing stuffed goat.
An excellent treasure. This was King Yoren's prized pet Badir, known for her bravery. She once faced down a horde of rampaging orcs. The Skald King stuffed and mounted her for display, but found it too depressing to keep on the mantle.
Tell me more about the Dibella's Blossom Knight favor.
Something every virile man and woman can appreciate. This bust of Dibella, god of beauty and erotic instruction, holds a place of honor in many Nord bedchambers. Its presence makes nightly activities more invigorating. Iron will love it.
Tell me more about the essence of mammoth.
Oh, this one is popular with maidens and matrons who can afford it. The alchemists of Windhelm crafted this expensive fragrance for use on special occasions. Who wouldn't want to smell like wet mammoth on a warm spring day, huh?
Okay. Why did the Evanhart Pack send you to Summers? Oh, we already asked all that. Okay. So that is, actually we have probably just enough time to do the delve. So we'll go and do the delve real quick, and then we're going to end off after doing the delve and getting the auger. Geronimo! But we actually made, not insignificant progress today. We collected a couple sky shards. We got some, I need to clear out some of the extra stuff in my inventory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's no. Those are from Rothgar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 7. Okay, we got 7 artifacts for Somerset. I need to get the Rothgar stuff out of my inventory, and I need to get the mural fragments out of my inventory as well. Yeah, we definitely need to get around to working on finishing all that stuff that I've neglected finishing. More vineyards, but that's not surprising, to be honest. Alright. Heranesi. Go ahead and re-up my cake real quick.
Thank you for heeding my call, newcomer. I don't suppose your passage to Somerset brought you past Weston Coraldale?
No, why do you ask?
My father, Kurteros, runs a boat in an angler fleet. They're long overdue, and while his stride tends to be a leisurely one, I've never seen the whole fleet gone for so long.
You think they ran into trouble?
I'm probably over-concerned. The weather's been fair and the wind's mild. Perhaps their fishing has been so fruitful they dare not waste their good fortune. But I'd feel better if I knew what to make of their delay. The fleet set off west. Western Coraldale is an island engulfed by coral reefs, but you can reach it safely in that sailboat. I'd go with you, but I'm afraid I don't share my father's comfort with open water.
Is the island dangerous?
Not especially. I've never been myself, but Father's only remarked about the occasional ornery coral crab or hungry salamander. The reefs are the only real hazard, but only to a ship of considerable size and flimsy make. Oh, there's not much to tell. He's plied the sea for its bounty for as long as I can recall, and that's some time, mind you. We eat well, and he makes a fair bit of coin with his best catches, but sometimes I wish he'd keep a bit more lively. Not since I was very young. My father took me fishing once, showed me how to bait a hook, coax a bite and work the line until the catch tires out. It wasn't meant to be an eventful trip, but it turned out that way. Father dozed off, so I continued to apply what I'd learnt without him. Soon enough, I'd hooked my first catch. Or rather, it hooked me. Yanked me clear off the boat and into the deep. I was too shocked to let go of the rod, nearly drowned. Yes, fished me out of the drink, quite literally. He still calls me his prized catch. It's funnier when you're not coughing up seawater.
I'm sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But Dad's got to make dad jokes.
Never seen you before. Aye. Best we split. Tell her my
And I just realized what I was doing. Whoops. Sorry, I just completely blanked out on what I was doing. Yeah, so he wants us to help find his missing crewmates. I'm sorry, I just totally blanked out on what I was doing. For a moment there, I thought I was playing privately and just started clicking through because I've read it before. It's like, my apologies.
Sacred ascendants, take me home. I thought you were a sea elf. One moment I was just dipping my toes in the shallows, having a pleasant day. The next there's a murderous corsair or hungry reef viper around every corner. We're trapped.
Curteros sent me to find you. He said to meet at the old lover's tree.
He's alive. At his age, I'd have thought he'd be the first to fall prey to those sea elves. Should have given the stubborn old salt more credit. I'll make my way to him. Better than waiting to die out here. Thank you.
Stay safe. Quick, Neverine, grab my spear. Mota! Darling, I won't be coming home this time. As gentle as the seas can be here, we always knew that any voyage could be my last. It won't be the fickle currents that claim me in the end, but the poison coursing through my veins. I love you, and I'm sorry. The sea elves have invaded Western Canalade. A small force now, but we can tell that they're preparing a far more of their kind. It won't be long before this island becomes a staging ground for a greater campaign. I'll never see the mainland again, but if the tides smile upon me, this message will reach soon. To whomever finds this, tell the Royal Navy that the sea elves are here. Stop them before more lives are lost. And if you would be so kind, bring this to Willalour and Eleanor. With love and hope, Cartorel.
Stranger, don't anger the salamanders. They're the only thing keeping those sea elves from wandering too close. What are you doing out here? I've never seen you before.
Curteros sent me to find you. He said to meet him at the old lover's tree.
You're sure we're talking about the same Curteros? The one I know is more likely to be mistaken for dead and sleep right through this whole mess.
That's the one. Better not keep him waiting. Curteros.
All this crouching is damnation on my back. But I've seen everything I need to know what the enemy's up to. How fares the search? Any sign of Carterel?
Sorry, not everyone made it.
Never do when it comes to these sea elves. They'll rob us of more than a few good souls before all is said and done here.
What makes you say that?
They're digging in, placing ballistae along the shore. When the Royal Navy finally does mount an attack, they'll be taking fire from Maormer on both land and sea. It'll be a bloodbath. unless some misfortune befalls their plans. Catch my drift?
What can the two of us do about it?
I'm not suggesting we repel the whole invasion, but I do know my way around a ballista. If we turn one toward their own ships and cause enough of a stir, we can draw on a friendly patrol and catch the sea elves out of their element.
Alright, I'm in.
I'll get into position and await your attack. Then we'll give those sea snakes a good spearing while these two make for your vessel. You do have a vessel, don't you?
There's a small sailboat in the cove beyond the caves that we can use to escape.
All right. You two go prepare the boat our friend brought. We'll provide a distraction. Trinamac's wrath be with us.
The Star-Eyed Bride of Alinor. Yeah. Kurtaros will actually show up in the little crafting nook and sing that song in Somerset, and I don't ever see him on any of my other characters but my main one. I don't know if there's something I've missed on the other ones that makes him show up, but he shows up and sings that almost all the time on my main character, but not for my other characters. I don't know why.
Seals, fond of winged snakes and soggy chests. Noted.
Hello, Augur.
Ah, fleshy, thick-thumbed biped. Hello. You're an elf, right? Or is it a man? I'm sorry. I have some difficulty telling you people apart. You're much less blue than the others. In color, I mean, not disposition. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Your caretaker, Josiah, sent me. I need your help to find time breaches in Somerset.
Josiah. Wait, you're talking about that jittery mage I tricked into freeing me, right? Oh, she's a delight. I had hoped for a longer holiday. Can only manage a leap like this once a century, after all. Ah, well.
If I take you out of this box, will you help me find these time breaches?
I'm actually quite comfortable here, mate. Cozy accommodations, the transliminal tones of the ocean waves, gangly meat brains to mock. But I guess I should be going. These elves plan to sell me. Can you imagine? I'll help you. On one condition.
What's the condition?
When we're done sewing up these chronosymphonic when we're done sewing up these time breaches, you'll let me wander the Mundus in peace. No more dim-witted Sijiks peppering me with questions. No more dusty shills. You have a deal?
I'll discuss it with Lord Master Kelleris. No promises.
Right. So, should we get going, or...?
I have a few questions first.
Of course you do. Everyone asks questions, and I have all the answers. Fair warning. Be specific. I'm bound to tell the truth, but truth can be a little slippery. You know what I mean?
What are you exactly?
I'm a traveler like you. Except, well, nothing like you, to be honest. No offense. I'm what you might call an aspect, eh? Like an idea's shadow. Don't make a face, I'm telling you the truth. Not my fault your language is so crude.
Why are you stuck in a crystal skull?
I'm not in the skull. I am the skull. At least here on Nern. Over in the adjacent place, I'm shaped like a throat pillar. Imagine that. You look confused. It's just a trick of the light, mate. The skull's what you might call a manifestation.
A manifestation of what?
Of me! This is just sad. Try this. Imagine a soul gem. Got it? Now imagine that the soul in the gem is also the gem itself. Weird, right? Ha! I'm in a head explosion. You can't see it because I haven't got any arms.
See, because I haven't got any arms when it's happening. You said you're bound to tell the truth?
I am. One of the unfortunate quirks of the Sijic binding ritual that brought me here. I'm free to lie as much as I like, unless you, or anyone else for that matter, ask me a direct question. Cheap trick if you ask me.
The Sijics bound you here?
They did. A bit. I'm certain I could break out if I really put my mind to it. I don't blame them, honestly. If I was in their position, bobbing along like a little lost acorn in an ocean of knowledge, I'd want to trap me too.
Well, you did just escape Artaeum.
I guess, but instantaneous translocation's not like a Sundas scroll. The veil here in Mundus is all thick and sticky, you know? Like I said before, I think I'm grounded for the foreseeable future. Oh well.
Why did the Psijics go to the trouble of binding you in the first place? Why are you really that? Are you really that smart? Are you done?
I am. I had no idea you were so funny. We're gonna have a really good time, you and I. Yes, in answer to your direct question, I do know a lot, and by a lot, I mean basically everything.
Why are you called the augur of the obscure?
Well, an augur of the obvious wouldn't be very useful, would it? For what it's worth, I lobbied for something way more impressive. The resplendent skull of hexagonal wonders. It was forcefully vetoed.
Forcefully vetoed. Those are just titles, though. Do you have a real name?
Of course I do. Everything has a name. Names give a thing its shape. Birds, snowflakes, tea kettles. You get the idea. I tell you mine, but you'd need about 6 more tongues and a pair of symbols to pronounce it correctly, so let's not bother.
Alright, I've heard enough. Let's get going.
Fair enough. So, where to? I assume you've got a map or something? So, you know where we're going now, right? Good. You take me to a time breach, and I'll help you spot it. Huh. This bag's a bit snug, eh?
Yep, he's going to be complaining the entire time that we have him with us, so I'm definitely not going to be dilly-dallying with his quest, because otherwise he will complain for the rest of eternity. He's with us now until we finish his quest.
He didn't call me the scourge of the sea drakes for nothing. That'll do. Fall back and get to the boat.
There's one more thing I have to do before I leave. You go ahead. I have one more thing to finish, and I'll catch up. That's the way you want to play this, huh? The question is, which of us is the better lightning caster? The answer to that question is me, of course. Oh wow, 1037. I always forget you can't mount in this location. This clearly looks like a location you should be able to mount up, but you cannot. And I'm in the dead end, of course I am.
Captain coming aboard. Boats prepped and ready.
Father, you had me so worried. What happened? Where's your boat?
None of that now, my Nevis Cup. I'll tell you all about it. But first, there's one more thing we need to see to. Come, friends. It's time we commit our memories to the drink.
He washes up here after being gone for weeks. His boat nowhere in sight. And he acts like it's just another day on the sea. Was everything all right? Did he cause you any trouble?
Actually, the Malmar attacked Western Codelade. Curteros and I crippled their ship.
Oh, he put you up to that, didn't he? Papa always loves to embellish his journeys. Whatever the truth is, I'm just glad you brought him home safe. If all newcomers are so kind, Somerset will be fortunate to have you. He's not fooling me. I can tell something happened. Father's putting on a brave face, like he used to whenever I'd ask him about his younger days. He'd smile and deflect the question, but I could see a sadness in his eyes he couldn't hide. His secret.
He never told you about his past?
The fanciful story of meeting my mother, a myth about how the moon and stars winked on the day of my birth, and tall tales about his fishing voyages. Before that, not a word. Not once. I don't think I'll ever get the truth out of him.
I'm sure he'll open up in his own time.
70 years isn't enough. I love my father, but all I want is to love him for who he is, not who he shows me. When he was missing, I wasn't just worried I'd lose him. I was worried I'd never get the chance to know him.
I think you should tell him that. It's not my place to say.
You didn't come here to listen to a grown woman bawling about her father to a stranger. Forgive me. You did enough bringing him home safe. What comes after is up to me.
Do you know where your father ran off to?
He and his mates have a tradition of celebrating their safe return. They're partial to a small batch brewer on the south side of Alanor, by the craft masons. They'll probably be there all night.
Do you know anyone by the name of Willelyn?
Oh, yes. She and Carterell have been together for years. She used to look after me when I was younger, while Father and the others were off at sea. She's a good friend.
Do you know where I can find her?
I imagine she'll be with Father and the others, waiting to see Carterell when she arrives.
Do you know where you're... Oh, we already did all this. Okay. I need to go find Caratal. I bet that's why I can't find them. It's because I didn't talk to her. Oh, that would probably explain why, because I'm supposed to return this note over to her. And I haven't done it. I haven't talked to the daughter, I don't think. I'm going to have to fix that. Yep, that's going to be the last thing. I'm going to try to talk to the dead woman's wife, and then we'll end off there. And just minor housekeeping things, of course. We've got 2 months until the Blackwood chapter launches, in which case we will be playing it. I really would like to have moved up to the PS5 by that point, but it's really hard to get a PS5, so I'm not going to hold my breath. And you guys shouldn't hold your breath either. If I get a PS5, of course, we will be playing on the PS5 when the console enhanced version comes out, and heck, we might even switch over before that, because it can run ESO on the PlayStation 5, and I can move my account over there. It just doesn't run natively on the PS5 and will not until June 8th. So we'll see what happens. If I get the chance to get a PS5, I may go ahead and pick it up and we start playing on the PS5. Other than that, you know, we'll do what we can. So I definitely want to get that graphical update, though. They're not here. They're supposed to be right here. Unless they're... It might be the little tavern. There's a little tavern. Somewhere... It's over this way. I think you have to go up these stairs. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because I don't want to leave this hanging for an entire week. Okay, it says if I stand near the plaza of the hand, which is down here, log out and log in, the bug will fix itself, so... Or it could potentially fix itself. That could be why they haven't showed up on my other characters, too. So we're going to try logging out and logging back in and see if that doesn't fix the bug, so... Okay. There we go. That did it. Or I think it did. Yep, here they are.
Lost in storm and spray, my star-eyed bride of Alinor, that cruel fate took away.
That was beautiful, Kurtaros. She would have loved it. I never knew you could sing.
The old man is full of surprises.
You're the one who found Carterel, aren't you?
I'm sorry for your loss. She left this letter for you.
You have no idea how much this means to me. I have no idea if I'll ever lay eyes on her again. But at least I'll have... I know she held me in her thoughts before the end. Thank you for all you've done.
It was nothing.
They say it's the little things that count. I think they're right. I won't forget what you did for me and mine.
Alright, and that is where we're going to end off for today. I want to thank you for watching if you did, and I hope to catch you next time in the Elder Scrolls Online for our 100th stream. It's going to be a big day, I hope. Anyways, thank you very much, and have a great one. Bye.